dark house in which once more I sit. I curse the very thought of it. Doors creaking through the cold empty halls, and cobwebs on the walls. A box filled with broken dreams, scattered pictures from a life once filled with glee. So ghastly through the dead of night I go. Dark kitchen where I cook my shit. How I shudder at the thought of it. Pots and pans amidst the stale hollow stink, and dishes in the sink. The cheese that's been there for years, the tiled floor that's not been washed but for blood and tears, and forks and spoons from a bygone time once shined so bright they have no life amidst the darkening clouds, and children play on the streets below as I die alone in this dark house. Even though they say she's out of my league, I'm coming up with a plan. I'm gonna change the way I strut my stuff. I'm gonna be a new man. I'll make her homemade ice cream, ice, milk, and sugar, and you shake it all up to make her homemade ice cream. Capers on top, and I'm gonna make her mine with my homemade ice cream. Ice, milk, and sugar, and you shake it all up to make the homemade ice cream. Capers on. She says she wants to Uber home now, 'cause you're just not her type of guy. But she still wants to be your friend, and if she meets her Mr. Right, then maybe you could help her move her stuff when she moves in with him. But for now, she just wants an Uber home. She says it's not that you're not handsome, you're just not her cup of tea. 'Cause she's got better things to do than to hang around with you. She's got other ways she'd rather spend her time, and that's why she just wants to Uber home. One day she's got a boyfriend, the next day she's engaged, and then she says she's married. Girl, why are you playing these mind games? Love games, head games, brain games, mind benders, brain twisters. She's playing with my mind. I saw her on the street with another guy. Funny, cause she told me she didn't want to be in a relationship. Mind games, love games, head games, word games, brain twisters, mind busters. She's playing with my mind. Word quizzes, brain busters, trivia questions, puzzle conundrums, jigsaw puzzles, crossword puzzles, Sudoku, word search. Well, I'd rather be all alone than to have my heart broken. I could live on a deserted island as long as there was food. And I'd rather just waste away than to spend my life thinking about the choices that I've made and how I'd change them if I could. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Check. Checking the mic test, 1. Checking the mic. Computer, volume 10. Ooh. Ooh. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Hello, everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen. Thank you, Clarpus. Thanks, Parasitosis. And Cycle Sty. As well as there's a few new people here. Good. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today I'm going to be teaching you how to make. It's going to be a kind of a difficult challenge, but it's going to be fun at the same time. That second part's a lie. Okay. We're going to be making this. Hold on a second. No. Here it is. It's called the Waffled Brioche. It's a website that I found here
thefoodnetwork.com. And this is called the Waffled Brioche. The Waffled Brioche. Second favorite says, ah yes, from the French, I think. I believe so. Azure Flow 115 says the French dipping stuff, fin everything. Yeah. What the Duck says, hey Henry, I see the waffle and I see the brioche. But when do we get Nake? Nake. We don't get Nake during this recipe. Okay, everybody. Caffeinated Cat says, hi, Henry. The office is here and ready to learn at our new office building. Well, congratulations. We had a big move across town. Was it an upward move or a lateral move, or was it a downward move? Hopefully it was an upward move. Thanks, Caffeinated Cat. Hey, I want to tell all the folks at the office, this is what we're making today. It's called the Waffled Brioche, and it's from thefoodnetwork.com, and it's going to be a breakfast item, so get that coffee ready. Meanwhile, let's check in with our alerts here. Says here that Bourse Anonymous, oh, this is the same as last time. Bourse Anonymous, thanks again for tipping that $9.99. Chrome Rid 5 says, never heard of a food network. Yeah, I guess it's a website that does food type stuff. Fat Hunger says brioche. Yeah, it's fun to say. Caffeinated Cat says lateral, unfortunately, but we're making the best of it. Okay, so it's just a lot of moving for no reason. I get it. That sounds like corporate America to me. Of course, I wouldn't know. The last job I had that was a corporate job was working at the Card Center in Bank of America on Marengo and Green Street in Pasadena in about 1990. And the building was specifically designed that it wouldn't have any windows, because apparently windows, if the employees were able to look from their cubicle out of the window, it is said that their daydreaming would distract them from the important work that they were doing, and they would lose productivity. And it also was made for better insulation. So I used to go to the El Torito across the street with my coworkers, and we used to talk about how much we loved Bank of America and how all of their policies were so customer friendly. Okay, the Yaminator says, windows are the eyes to the soul. They really are, in a way, and eyes are the windows to the soul as well. Janie Mango says, Henry, FYI, I canceled my upcoming sub-renewal only because I want to resubscribe for multiple months, not just an additional 1 month. I'm not abandoning ship. Thanks, Janie Mango. I want to let everybody know I don't actually see when you unsubscribe, so don't worry about that. And if you do unsubscribe, that's fine. I just unsubscribed to AAA. And I didn't feel bad about it, because they were, it wasn't in my budget. So I don't want you to feel bad if you can't keep subscribing. Under the Sky So Blue says, casinos are the same way. Can't let you remember there's a world outside of the walls. Yeah, no way. And casinos famously have roads and walkways and escalators and stuff that go into the casino with all kinds of fun visuals, but in order to leave the casino they just have you go out some kind of a utility exit or something into the parking lot. It's all very self-centered type stuff. Clarpus says, good for you, their batteries are way too small. Talking about whom? Oh, the AAA. No, this isn't the batteries. Wow, Lisi T just gifted 5 Tier 1 subs. Amazing. Thank you so much, Lisi T. That's very kind of you. I have to blow my nose. As many of you know, I have a cat named Roast Beef who's very off-put most of the time. I think that's a good way to say it. And I'm allergic to him. And it's just very difficult to live with someone that you're allergic to. Frog Party says, hey, Henry, nice to see you cooking in nature today. Thank you very much, but I want to say I can't take credit for being outside right now. I'm actually using a picture that was sent to us by Parasitosis from Portland, Oregon, and it's a Japanese garden. It's a beautiful Japanese garden. Now, Parasitosis, were there koi fish in this garden? Everyone type Forsen. No, it is Portland. Portland actually is bright and sunny on 2 particular days of the year. I think it's the summer solstice and the autumn, whatever the equivalent is. Janie Mango says, Henry, I usually make and bake bread while watching. It's very soothing. Ooh, that sounds nice, but you must live in a more cool climate, because the idea of making bread here today, I mean, computer, what is the temperature outside?
Right now, it's 83 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 91 degrees.
Yeah, see, that's...
If you'd like, I can
Hey, computer, stop! It always goes too long. It's like, it's a very simple question. Then it's like, oh, well, now that you ask, maybe we could just sit here and chat for a while. It's like when one time I was in Milwaukee, and I asked someone on the street, I said, hey, do you know where the nearest ATM is? And the guy goes, yeah, you know what? I'll do you one better. I'll walk you over there. And I was like, why is that one better? Just tell me where it is. You don't have to walk over there with me. I think people think they're being helpful. Okay, It's Kate X says, we have got 85 Fahrenheit forecast here this week. The UK is never prepared for this. Wow, that sounds great. And there's Caffeinated Kath will tell you that in our region we have a restaurant, or like a bakery, called 85 Degrees, which is coincidental. Terry Taylor says it's 102 here and not even noon yet. Holy shit, that's pretty hot. Are you in Arizona maybe, or New Mexico, or Las Vegas, or somewhere in the American Southwest? Or maybe you're in a tropical region. Maybe you're in Thailand, or you could be in Abu Dhabi. Pug Lady 2600, 110 in Phoenix today. Yeah, well, you guys are used to it. It's part of the climate there. There are some nice drives you can take to get into the mountains and get a little cooler. And also, you know, the city is built with a lot of AC in mind, and so that's nice. Under the sky, so blue. Yes, it's 90 here in Maryland. Oh man, that's tough. Oh, Terry Taylor is in Arizona as well. When you go up, now correct me if I'm wrong, but if you go up to like Sedona or Flagstaff or the Grand Canyon area, it's got to be a solid maybe 20 degrees cooler. Calicus says it's 60,8 in Finland, Funland. Yeah, and it's all dark there right now. Is that right? I don't know how it works. All right, babe. What am I saying, babe? Folks, it's very fun to be chatting with you. Dark Ages says, naked brioche. Did I have to cook this naked? I don't know if I'm in advanced enough for a nude recipe. Okay, Dark Ages, no. If you live by yourself, you could certainly cook this in the nude. I wouldn't do it because we're going to be putting butter on a waffle iron. And that's just going to be weird. I don't know. Okay. Thitchin Hat says, hey, Henry, do you know what happens in a meadow at dusk? I really don't think I've ever been in a meadow at dusk. What happens? Do dead bodies start coming to life? Heyo, 89. Oh no, my cat just woke up from a slumber and now all hell is about to break loose. This sucks. Heo 896869, etc. I had a grass mower at my summer place, but my neighbor didn't like when I mowed exactly outside their bedroom window. Yeah, they don't like that. It's a little off-putting. Lemon John 1 says that's like accidentally saying I love you to your boss at the end of a phone call. Yeah, I've done that. I've actually done worse. I've done way worse than that. Okay, folks. Let's go ahead and do a song. Here, let's change this picture up. We've got a nice picture here from, and that was a great picture, Parasitosis. Thanks. Henry Townsend is staying in a hotel somewhere and sends us this cool picture. Jack's in. I like it. Let's use it. I'm going to use this electric guitar now. Let's see here. This is an awesome guitar amp and wireless system that was gifted to me by you, the users, and I love it, and I want to use it for this next song. It's a song that was requested to us by, oh shit. I'm going to have to open the Discord because I didn't write down who requested which songs. But I hope this doesn't affect the work that we're doing here. I'm always afraid that it's going to mix up the sound or something like that. But we've had technical issues here before, and we've overcome them. This song was requested to us by Pug Lady. Pug Lady says, I was a backup singer and tambourinist in a band in college, and this was a cover song that we performed. Fun Pug Lady factoid. Thank you very much, Pug Lady. Let's go ahead and do this song. It's a throwback to the 90s, but it was actually, the song itself was sort of a tribute to the 60s, I think. It had that sort of 60s vibe to it. It was the theme song for the movie Wild at Heart by David Lynch. Amazing movie. I love that movie so much. I think it's the first one where Nicolas Cage was really aware of his own campy sort of a situation. My cat roast beef is, he gets up and he stares at that bathroom like it's Mount Everest, and he doesn't like to go, but he's struggling with it right now. I know, buddy, it's gonna be tough. I do the same thing. All right, let's go ahead and do this song by Chris Isaac called Wicked Game.
The world was on fire, no one could save me but you. Strange what desire makes foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you.
Wait, did I not do the reverb? Gotta do the reverb.
And I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. What a wicked game to play, to make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do, to let me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say, you never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do,
to make me dream of you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. My cat roast beef just walked out of the bathroom and has had a bowel movement, which always causes a little bit of a primal scream and a little bit of a painful scream at his age. He has difficulties with number 2 specifically. And he's okay though. We've been monitoring it with the vet. Janie Mango says post-poop triumph. Yeah. The backup singer, Saguaro Ooh, says, yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Here we go. The world was on fire and no one could save me but you. It's strange what desire makes foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd love somebody like you. And I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. I'm getting some nice comments on this. Thank you. Crubberang says, Henry singing this to Beef on the beach from the music video. Yeah. Thanks everybody. I feel like there's something working for me in that song. It's the yodeling thing. I don't necessarily have a high range, but I can hit that falsetto in a yodel situation like Chris Isaak does. So I really appreciate the comments on that. Thanks, Tanks. Janie Mango says, this world is only going to break your heart. That's true. It sounds negative, but when you think about it, once you've accepted it, you can just sort of go on from there, leading a very nihilistic and empty life. Shandis says, awesome rendition. Thank you very much. All right. Getting a nice start today. Thank you, Henry Townsend, for sending us that kind of creepy picture of the hotel that you're staying in, Jack's. Janie Mango sends us some farmland from Idaho. This is beautiful. Beautiful and bountiful as far as farmland goes. Under the Sky So Blue says Camus. Yeah, I think that was a Camus point that I was kind of referencing earlier. Existentialism, if you will. Fitchin' Hat says, one must imagine Sisyphus happy. That's right. Sisyphus, of course, the mythological laborer who had to push a rock all the way to the top of the hill only for it to roll down and have to do it again for all of eternity. And sometimes I really do feel like that's what happens in the kitchen. Fine Cut Void Salt says, Henry, FYI, that got a belly laugh from me. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. If you're just joining us, we are making the Waffled Brioche from thefoodnetwork.com. Ligos96, that guy from that one game. Yeah, Sisyphus. Fine Cut Void Salts, thank you very much. And Nancy Droodles says, what's the scoop? Well, the scoop is we're going to use Janie Mango's background for our next song. Boy, that's a sentence that I tell you, 5 years ago, if you would have told me that one time I would be saying, Nancy Droodles, the scoop is that I'm going to use Janie Mango's background for this next song, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Who are you and why are you in my house, future person? Janie Mango says, the beautiful hills of the Palouse. Very nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this next song. This one was requested to us by Royal Flush 9. Says, this was my mom's favorite song, Love You, Mom. Well, your mom might have been a little bit of a resistor because it's a 60s sort of a protest song. They were in Woodstock, famously, Buffalo Springfield. This is the only song of theirs that I've ever known about. Fine Cut Void Salt says, future Henry is hipper and cooler than past Henry. Sorry. You're absolutely right, and I'm okay with that. Usually for people as we age, it's the opposite. Okay. This is a song by Buffalo Springfield as requested by Royal Flush 9 for his mom. It's called For What It's Worth, and it was in the movie Born on the 4th of July, which was a fantastic movie. No, it wasn't in the movie, it was in the trailer. But this song, the Muppets did a really cool rendition of this song, and then there was a couple of other usages of it, but it's pretty fun. Here we go. I'm not sure what it's about. Something happened in here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there. He's off to the left. Telling me I've got to beware. I think, stop children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going round. There's battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if somebody's wrong. What? Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Wait, hold on, stop. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. That's part of the song. I hope nobody thought I was really stopping. Heo869, etc. says, hope it's not about peeping toms. No one really knows what this song is about, actually. What a field day for the heat. The heat, they're talking about the temperature, I'm sure. 1,000 people in the street. Probably for maybe that U2 concert that they did in New York. Singing songs, carrying signs, mostly saying hooray for our side. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Janie Mango says maybe it was the Miami Heat. Oh, Pigeon Hat says Canned Heat. Probably, yeah, the band. But Nancy Drudel says they should probably be talking about the humidity. Paranoia strikes deep into your life. It will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, man, and come and take you away. You better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. No, I'm serious, you gotta stop. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. All right, Buffalo Springfield, as requested by Royal Flush 9, his mom's favorite song. Thank you very much, Royal Flush 9 and his mom. Fine Cut Void Salt says, I assumed heat in this context was a reference to sexual tension but guess I'm wrong. No, I think you're thinking of the movie Heat. The sexual tension between Al Pacino and whoever else was in that movie. I never saw it, but I heard it's great. Thanks, Janie Mango. Okay, Ezra Flo 115 says so much sexual tension. Yeah, if you want sexual tension, Henry's Kitchen is the place for you. It depends on what tension means. Dark Ages says Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. Yeah. Okay, maybe I need to go back on that one. We got one more song request here. Why don't we stay in that sort of 60s vibe and do a song that Borsenvin requested. This is a song that Borsen requested from Joan Baez. And it's generally assumed that this song was written for Bob Dylan, but she said that it was written for her husband, her ex-husband, but it really does sound like it's written for Bob Dylan. But I don't know, unless all these same things happened with her ex-husband. But, you know, we all saw the movie with Timothée Chalamet. Okay, maybe we'll find a different picture here. Thank you very much, Janie Mango, for sending that great picture of the Heartland. And why don't we use... Dark Ages gives us a really cool one from Utah. This looks to be some type of alien. I think it was an alien near a restroom at an art exhibit in Utah that they saw on a recent trip. I like it. Okay, here we go. Janie Mango says, remember when Bon Dylan performed at a Victoria's Secret show? I don't know about that. Is Bon Dylan, is that like a tribute band that does Bon Jovi and Bob Dylan? That's a great title. Nancy Drudel says, Otra giving Gandhi vibes. Remsey09, chill with the guitar, Henry. My girlfriend is watching. Awesome. Okay, we're going to do this song that supposedly Joan Baez wrote for her ex-husband, but most likely Bob Dylan. There is a theory that this song was actually written for Dave Coulier from the show Full House, but I don't know about that. Well, I'll be damned. Here comes your ghost again. But that's not unusual. It's just that the moon is full and you happen to call. And here I sit, hand on the telephone. Remember those days? Hearing a voice I'd known a couple of light years ago, heading straight for a fall. As I remember, your eyes were bluer than robin's eggs. See, that's obviously Bob Dylan. My poetry was lousy, you said. Yeah. Where are you calling from? Your last name rhymes with fillin'. Yeah, see, I mean, it's gotta be Bob Dylan, right? 10 years ago, I bought you some cufflinks. You brought me something. We both know what memories can bring. They bring diamonds and rust. Well, you burst on the scene, already a legend. The unwashed phenomenon. See, this is Bob Dylan. Unless she had an ex-husband that also burst on the scene a legend and didn't wash. Maybe she's got a thing for people that don't wash. The original vagabond, you strayed into my arms. And there you stayed, temporarily lost at sea. The Madonna was yours for free. Yes, the girl on the half shell would keep you unharmed. Okay, now there's a bridge part. I don't know how it goes, but what I do, Hayo actually says this is bad poetry. Yeah, you and Dylan both agree. Hey, thanks, Calicus. Thanks for the nice words. Okay, here we go. This is the bridge, but I'm just going to talk the words over it because I don't know how the melody goes. But... Now I see you standing with brown leaves falling around and snow in your hair. You're smiling out the window of that crummy hotel over Washington Square. Computer, what is the crummy hotel over Washington Square?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah, why would you know that? You're just a computer. Our breath comes out white clouds, mingles and hangs in the air. Speaking strictly for me, we both could have died then and there. Nancy Jurdle says, I would imagine Dylan would leave hair all over the bathtub. Yeah. And probably spill crumbs from his scone onto the rug and leave her, yeah, like Nancy Jurdle says, a trail of crumbs. That's why it was a crummy hotel. Okay, now you're telling me... Wait, I can't. We gotta get a higher range here, but that's all right. Now you're telling me you're not nostalgic. Ooh, it'd be interesting to see what she rhymes with nostalgic. It seems like a difficult one. Then give me another word for it. Oh, she's gonna change the word. You who are so good with words. Good with words? Yeah, that's Dylan. And at keeping things vague. Oh yeah, he's the one who keeps things vague. Because I know some of that vagueness now. It's all come back too early. Yes, I loved you dearly. And if you're offering me diamonds and rust, well, you can shove it up your ass. Almost took sort of a bitter turn toward the end of that, but that's the way relationships are. Okay. Thank you, users, for that wonderful gift that you gave me with the wireless guitar system and the amp. Bert Bufftug just resubscribed for 15 months, am I right? Yeah, Bert Bufftug says, 13 years ago, I was sitting in my college frat house and watched How to Make Henry's Anytime Chili for One for the first time. Wow, 13 years ago. Next week, I'll get to meet the legend himself for the first time. Thanks, Bert Bufftug. And what Bert Bufftug is talking about is that Bert Bufftug and I have arranged to meet behind a 7-Eleven near a dumpster in the south side of Chicago. Oh, no, that's somebody else. No, it says here, Naperville, Illinois, June the 28th, Danny's Bar and Grill. I'll be doing a show. And a lot of people are going to come out. Bert Bufftug says it's going to be a very beautiful private moment. Yeah. So come on down. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're talking a week from this coming Saturday, June 28th. If you want to get tickets, there's links here, but also you can go to henryphillips.com or henry's.kitchen and go to the tour date section. I'm going to put the guitar away. But it served us very well. Here, let's go into the kitchen, shall we? Computer, how much time left on the timer?
There are no timers set.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So, let's turn this off. This thing really is just amazing. Here we are, this kitchen, my prison. If you want to see what we're about to make here, it's the Waffled Brioche, as they make in French. And we're going to go ahead and do that. So let's start by looking at some of our ingredients here. Any type of bread will do. It prefers a type of bread called a brioche, but I don't like those. They're too much air in them, so I'm going to be using this, which is a standard wheat bread from Super Dave's Awesome Bread or something like that, Kick-Ass Bread or whatever. And then we have some salt, some vanilla extract, sugar, and also we're going to have some milk here in a second. I didn't want to leave the milk out. But, and of course the star of our show is going to be our eggs. So, Dan the Dork says, do the river bison like brioche? Do the river bison like brioche? The river bison. Computer, what is river bison? Oh.
The river bison is a larger variant of the buffalo that is...
Computer, stop. No, I figured it out. Reverb is on. The reverb is on. That's what Dan the Dork was trying to tell me there, and I appreciate the coded message there. I'm going to turn that off because I know people get triggered. Test. Check. Help. It's a little hot. Running a little hot here. Help. Test. Okay, I think that's good. Warayton says, Henry, you have more hair on your head than me, and I'm 30. Jealous. I'm about to get it cut, though. I don't like the way it looks. It starts looking a little bit like I'm a mad scientist, and so I'm going to get it cut today for my big trip. I'm looking... Oh, yeah, there's some alerts here that we want to check in with, too. Beelzebub, thank you so much for gifting a Tier 1 sub to Essitytis. And Timeout Time has resubscribed for 3 months and says, less triggered Henry. Yes. The Yaminator says, you are a scientist, a kitchen scientist. Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you, Timeout Time, and thank you, Beelzebub, and thanks, Burt Bufftug, and it's going to be great to see everybody in Naperville coming up here. I'm looking very forward to this trip. It's going to be a little difficult for me to do streams. I don't think there's any way that I could do a stream on Sunday, this coming Sunday, because I will be in the middle of probably standing in a line in public at doing some traveling. So that's going to be very difficult. And then I'm going to be living out of hotels for about a week and a half. So if there's a way that I can do a stream on Wednesday out of a hotel, I'm going to try that. We've done that before and it's actually worked out kind of well and it's been fun. So I'm going to try to do that. And then I don't know about Sunday morning. I'm going to have to do some makeup streams here, but certainly we'll get back to schedule right after that. Burt Bufftug says, chat's going to have to come to Naperville to get their weekend fix. Yeah, well, we've got a lot of them coming. A lot of people coming. Bung Operator says, living in a hotel sounds like a Jose Suicidio activity. It sure does. Okay. Let's go ahead and start making our dish here, shall we? Let's see what we need. We definitely need... I'm going to turn on the... I'm borrowing the roast beef cam for our dish today here, which might be one of the reasons that roast beef was upset. Okay. Let's make sure this is working. There we go. Okay, we're going to be using a waffle iron. This is probably one of the most badass pieces of equipment that you could ever imagine. This thing, when you put it together, it's not only a waffle iron, but this could be a weapon. If you're walking home in the dark in the downtown streets of Glendale, California, this thing could come in real handy. Okay. Yeah, Bert Bufftug says, you know I keep that waffle iron on me. Not a bad idea. Janie Mango, your grandma could have used that in prison. Yeah, well, I think she did use stuff like that. My grandma famously filled up a pillowcase with Coke cans from a vending machine and swung it around, and she used to hit the guards with it. And that's how she escaped. Apparently, she saw it in a movie called Bad Boys. The Yaminator says it can also make pancakes with a waffle pattern. Yeah. The top manager says, what did she go to prison for, Henry? She was embezzling. It was a white-collar crime, but there was nothing white-collar about the way she escaped. Okay. Let's get started, shall we? I want to make sure we're good on the alerts. Okay. And, we got rid of the reverb, right? Okay. Check. All right. Here we go. The waffled brioche. Preheat the waffle iron to a medium high. We don't have to do that. That would get really hot. Preheat the oven. No, we're not doing the oven today. I don't know why it's telling me that shit. Whisk together the milk, sugar, vanilla, salt, eggs in a bowl or a baking dish. I think a bowl would probably suffice. Let's we've got our semi-automatic whisker that was gifted to us by you, the users of Henry's Kitchen, and I appreciate that. That's kind of cool that this thing spins around like a Lazy Susan or something like that. I never knew that. I don't think it's actually supposed to. I think the bottom of the wood is warped or something. But let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, that other work bowl, it's still around. It's just it's not in good shape. Okay, so we're gonna whisk together our milk. So of milk, we want 1.5 cups. You know what? I think I'm probably gonna divide today. It wants 5 eggs. I'm only gonna use 3 because that's all one person should ever need. So I'm gonna divide everything by 3/5. Let's do that. So, computer, what would be 3/5 of 1.5 cups?
3/5 of 1.5 is 0.9.
Okay, so roughly 1 cup. Very close to 2/3. Just a little bit less. Okay? I think that'll work. And then we want our sugar. And of sugar, 3 tablespoons. Computer, what's 3/5 of 3 tablespoons? Difficult one for computer, I guess. Computer, can you tell me what 3/5 of 3 tablespoons would be?
From Answers.com. It is 1/6 of a cup, or roughly 2 2/3 tablespoons.
2 2/3 tablespoons. Really? Doesn't sound right. Can we get a fact check on that? I think I'm just going to put that much. That doesn't sound right. Pinch of salt. So, computer, what's 3/5 of a pinch?
The answer to your question is 0.6.
Okay, so I'm going to put 0.6 of a pinch of salt in there. And then we also want our vanilla. So vanilla, we're supposed to put 1 teaspoon, but we're going to put 3/5 of a teaspoon in there. It looks a little bit like 2/3, I guess. So we've done the milk, sugar, vanilla, salt. Now we need the eggs. Oh, that vanilla smells good. Okay. My egg game is getting really, really good. I also want to start using there was a device that was gifted to me by you guys that I think is a de-yolker or something like that. De-egger. Okay. And I think that's it. We're going to start whisking. Thank you, Burt Buff Tug. I've been really working on my game. Michael Bublé 4422 says the egg buddy. Michael Bublé, we love your work here. I was just listening to a duet you did with a wonderful female singer named Jane Monheit, and it was fantastic. And I just think it's so awesome with your busy schedule that you check in here at Henry's Kitchen. And maybe one day we could get you to go ahead and sing for us or something. Michael Bublé 4422 says singing isn't all we did together that day. Okay, well let's leave that private. Caffeinated Cat says, Henry, our coworker Brandon wants to know where you got the whisk. This was a gift. This was sent to me in the mail to the P.O. box by the users. Can somebody tell Caffeinated Cat and her coworker Brandon where we got this semi-automatic whisk? Because it's truly incredible. Robert Tables wants to know as well. Maybe it's Kate would know, or Beelzebub. Oh, Parasitosis says Amazon. Parasitosis, what do they look up? Just semi-automatic whisker on Amazon? Oh, look at that. There's a link right there from It's Kate. Thank you so much. I have to say the mods here at Henry's Kitchen are always on it, and I love that. It's so cool. Boy, even dividing everything by 3/5, I have got a lot of batter here. 555 Archer says, if Michael Bublé isn't interested, I'm not interested in either. Yeah, no, that's kind of the way most of us feel about politics. Thitchin Hat says, is this the pogo whisk? Yeah, it is sort of a pogo sort of a thing. Dark Ages says, cool thing about this whisk is it can be used in the kitchen and in the bedroom. Oh, I didn't realize that. If you're cooking in the bedroom, I guess. You can never have too much batter, says Pancake King. Okay, I think we have whisked this into submission at this point. Now, what next? Soak a piece of bread for 2 minutes per side. I'm going to need a plate. So let's take our bread, soak it. Computer, set timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
So it literally just wants me to sit there and leave this bread soaking for 2 minutes. That seems a little silly. Like, does it make a difference? I'll tell you why I'm worried, because as someone who's trained in more traditional entertainment media, the idea of doing a TV show where the audience, and at this point we have 216 audience members, literally just watch a 55-year-old man soak bread in an egg bowl for 2 minutes on each side, and we have 4 pieces of bread. That's what you call dead air. That's what we would have called back in the glory days, the golden days of television. We would have called that
delicious.
Bad content. Hey, the News Junkie just rated with 31 viewers. Thanks, the News Junkie. I think you've rated us before, and I appreciate you sharing your audience with us. If anybody's just joining us right now, what we're doing is we're soaking a piece of bread in egg batter for 2 minutes on each side. Computer, how much time is left on the timer?
You have 30 seconds left on your 2-minute timer.
Okay, so we're doing some very, very engaging content here. All Day Yucker says that's some lovely bread. Yes, this is a wheat variation of bread by a brand called Super Dave's or something. Hey, Polka Backy gifted a tier 1 sub to everyone type Forsen. Thank you, Polka Backy. Again, one of those sentences that would have made no sense to me. Oh, Michael Bublé says Dave's killer. Yeah. The Step Happy says haha. Yeah, thanks. I think most of us agree with you, the Step Happy. Computer, stop. Okay, now I'm supposed to flip this.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I didn't ask you to help me with it. Computer, stop. Okay. Now, what happens next? What's going to happen here, I'm going to just jump ahead in our instructions here. It says lightly brush the top and bottom of the waffle iron with some butter. Okay, let's go ahead and do that now. This is our waffle iron. Got a lot of shit here. Okay. Nope. It's this way. This is weird. Nope. Okay, that's the way it works. I'm gonna get some butter. This is a very important part of this. Get it nice and buttery. Computer, what's the worst thing that can happen if you eat too much butter?
From medicalnewstoday.com. Eating a lot of butter may contribute to weight gain and could play a part in raising levels of LDL cholesterol.
Okay, so apparently it's not that big of a deal. Okay. We're going to leave this butter out because we might have to refer to it. Now what? Computer, how much time left on the timer?
There are no timers set.
Shit, I forgot to put a timer here. We got some alerts coming down the pike here. Wumdingers resubscribed for 17 months. Thank you, Wumdingers. Henry, do you ever buy bread that tastes good? Not really. Bert Bufftug cheered 100 bits and says, I read in the news yesterday that Liverpool's John Lennon Airport grounded at all aircraft due to bad weather. Imagine all the people. Oh, I can't even imagine the humanity. I mean, in a way, they're all sort of living as one. Polka Backy, thanks again for gifting the tier 1 sub to everyone type Forsen. Okay, our next order of business here is we're going to place the soaked bread which is this, on the waffle iron, and we're going to close it gently. Don't push down. Cook until golden. How does it want me to get it all the way over to the other side here? I've got egg all over me. I'm a little cynical here. I'm not buying that this is going to work. I really don't think it's going to work. But we'll see. This comes to us from a website called thefoodnetwork.com. Okay, cook until golden brown underneath when you lift a corner. Computer, set timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
And I guess we're just going to leave it there for a while. Dark Ages says hot, be careful. Yes, thank you for that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my UV gloves. Maybe in the meantime we can watch a quick video here of roast beef.
Don't look now, shit on a shingle. Everybody run for the western side. Don't look now, shit on a shingle. Everybody's drinking turpentine. Don't look now, shit on a shingle. Everybody run for the woods. Someone's shitting on a shingle and it isn't very good. Don't look now, shit on a shingle. Everybody run for the western side.
Okay. I've got my UV glove. This was gifted to me by, was this Michael Bublé? Who gave me this? The UV glove. I'm very appreciative of it. Or was it the users in general? Thank you very much, Michael Bublé. These are amazing. Thank you very much for the generosity there. Pancake King, it's all timing with waffles. Too long and they burn. Too short and they stick. Okay, so we're going to find out. Pug Lady wants to know what the card said on the inside. I think that was a card that was a message to a neighbor that I had a crush on, and then I never heard anything back. Ligos96 just resubscribed. Thanks for that, Ligos96. And let's see how we're doing on the alerts here. Thanks again, Wum Dingers and Burt Buff Tug. Let's see what's happening here. Computer, how much time left? Oh, you know what?
You have 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on your 5-minute timer.
I feel so stupid. I should be putting this in here right now because that's going to take a while. Okay, I feel like we're doing all right. Pancake King says, wait until it stops steaming and you'll know it's cooked through. Pancake King is definitely the king of pancakes, but we're going to find out if he's also the king of waffles. Bert Bufftug, Henry, if I bring my dogs to Naperville, will you sign them for me? Yeah, I could sign your dogs. What would I use? Probably a Sharpie. Okay. All right. Computer, how much time left?
You have 1 minute and 50 seconds left on your 5-minute timer.
This is a very difficult stream in terms of creating good content for viewers, and I apologize for that. And we have considerable amount of viewers. We have 238. That's almost 250,000. So next up, oh, I see. I'm supposed to flip this halfway through. I should have flipped it, guys. Fuck. I'm going to flip it now. And then I guess we're going to put this plate over here. No, we'll put the plate here. I'm very cynical here, but I hope it works out because I actually don't want... I'd like to enjoy a meal. I'm not going to sit here for 2 minutes and wait for this. This is ridiculous. I don't know who put this recipe together. Quanto says, hey, Henry, consider ordering some Chipotle to hedge your bets in case this turns out like shit. Chipotle sounds really good. One of those barbacoa burritos could really do me nicely right now instead of this shit. But you know what? We cook because if we don't learn how to cook, what's going to happen when there is no Chipotle and all of a sudden we're in the apocalypse? You know, we're going to have to figure out how to cook for ourselves. And this is the kind of dish that you could do during an apocalypse. Computer, stop. It doesn't use electricity. It uses fire and a waffle iron and a couple of ingredients that you could have stored in your closet. Okay, let's see what we've got to work with here. Turn off the heat. Whoa! That looks like a real waffle. Maybe coming apart a little bit. Okay, I think I'm ready to do another one. I think we can do this. Let's put more butter. Computer, set timer for 3 minutes.
3 minutes, starting now.
This UV glove is badass. It's insane. I don't feel any heat underneath that. This is incredible. Thank you so much, Michael Bublé, for gifting us here at Henry's Kitchen the UV glove. It's insanely effective. Duza says, can you teach us how to cook a squirrel over an open barrel just in case of the end times? Maybe we can do that when I return from my trip. Sociopathogen says, bet you could cook with lava in those. Yeah, probably. Calicus says, nice swapping techniques, Henry. Yeah, I'm starting to feel a little more fluid in the kitchen. Hate speech username says, my grandma had one of those waffle makers. She's dead. Uh-oh. I hope she didn't die because of the waffle maker. Maybe she was just of old age. Parasitosis says, Henry, may I suggest going to Costco and getting the 4-week emergency food supply kit? It's 177.6, and that is 2.12 per meal, and great for the apocalypse. Actually, great just for anything. If it's that cheap, why are we not all just doing that? Okay. Computer, how much time left?
You have 1 minute and 20 seconds left on your 3-minute timer.
Damn it. I should have been putting this in here. I keep on forgetting to do that. I want to use my time efficiently here. I'm going to throw these eggs away. In the meantime, that sounds like a productive thing I can do. And computer, how much time left?
You have 40 seconds left on your 3-minute timer.
I'm going to go ahead and flip it anyway here. I don't know, this might be enough. I don't know how many waffles one man needs to eat. Computer, how many waffles does one man need to eat?
From Answers.com, the average person eats around 2,000 waffles per year.
Computer, stop. Did it just say the average person eats 2,000 waffles per year? That's insane. Computer, what is 2,000 divided by 365?
2,000 divided by 365 is approximately 5.4795.
So everybody's having more than 5 waffles per day. That's insane. Yeah, Goat's Head says, I have some catching up to do. Derek Dark Aegis, I need to catch up. Yeah, I've only eaten 2 so far this year. Yeah, I'm going to have to catch up, and I think these are probably going to help. Computer, do brioches count as waffles?
Here's what I found. Yes. A waffle is a dish made from leavened batter or dough that is cooked between 2 plates that are patterned to give a characteristic size, shape, and surface impression.
Okay, so it looks like a brioche is a waffle is a brioche. Let's go ahead and flip this. And I think we're just about ready here. I'm gonna don the oven glove. Computer, how much time left?
There are no timers set.
Fuck! I forgot to do a timer. Okay, let's turn this off. Looks good. Nice. Do a little more butter. Boy, that butter is melting easy. Let's take our brioche. Put it over top. And okay. Computer, set timer for 3 minutes.
3 minutes, starting now.
Meantime, let's take a look at what we've got here. Oh yeah, and let's put our last one in here. Let it soak. It looks like we used probably exactly enough of our egg batter. So look at this. This is interesting. I guess we're just going to have to see what it tastes like. I'm down for that. Let's get a fork. I don't have maple syrup, but I think I've got a little bit of agave or whatever. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Just going to pour some of this on top. Agave is sort of I think it's a South American type of syrup situation. Let's see what this tastes like. If you want to see what it looks like in the pick, very, very similar today. This is very, very similar. They have raspberries, but ours looks quite the same. I'm going to go ahead and take a bite here, shall we? James Lebronsky says it looks good. Yeah. Dan the Dork says very close. Parasitosis says looks like Wile E. Coyote just got ran over on your plate. Yeah. Roadkill. Whole. Good one. Good enough. All right. This is going to work. This is going to play. Yeah. Bung Operator wants to know how the final verdict is. It's good. I wouldn't say it's fucking delicious. And the only disadvantage with it is the wheat bread that I used is not very good. But that makes it more healthy. There's more fiber. But this is going to work, you guys. You might be looking at me like, what is this 55-year-old pathetic man doing in his kitchen with bread and making a big fucking mess, and just go to Chipotle like your peers. But no, I think this is I'm going to put this in the category of not perfect, but it's the second best. It's pretty good. Needed air bread, Saguaro U says. Yeah, it needed an official brioche. But yeah. The agave is really good. Computer, stop. I'm going to eat so much of this stuff while we play our game. This is breakfast, you guys. Have a coffee with this. Enjoy. Maybe spike your coffee with something special. Dazzlecat says, Henry, can you teach us other apocalypse prep tips and techniques besides cooking? I could. There is a... There is a prepper guy that I follow. And let's see if we can pull him up. We're going to do this. How do I do this? Okay, go here. Go to my variety. Sorry, everybody. This is very difficult for me. Here we go. Okay.
Hey YouTube, this is Southern Purple One. My last video, I don't have the funds to do that. My funds are in physical to him to keep using it. I've been using that money for some projects around here, but gonna make it really easy on myself and get it out and deny them that cash. So you do the same thing if you can. Also, a few people sent me articles, and I knew it was an important article because I got numerous people sending me. So when I checked my email yesterday, I was like, oh wow. They all had pretty much the same title, and I knew it was an important article. It talked about Congress wanting to make a law where all financial institutions, if there's incoming or outgoing funds of $600, all of this would be sent to the IRS. Right now, if there's no tax liability, they do not do that, but they want to change the law. This is just more control, 100% control. If you haven't picked up on that yet, there's no hope for you. They're trying to control every aspect of our life, and we're letting them. But it's going to end soon.
Okay, so
one
that's
way or the other. $600.
Little prepper advice. I do want to start my own prepper channel. I will say, yeah, let's take them down, Parasitosis. I have about $678 in the bank. So that means that money is subject to being audited by the IRS. But I'm going to take it out of the bank because I'll show them, right? I don't know where I'm going to put it. Maybe I'll put it in the under my bed. Caffeinated Cat says, Henry, do you think that we could make the waffle brioches in the office? We don't have an open flame, but we do have a microwave. That's going to be tricky. I'm not sure. Oh, shit. Oh, no. I got to flip this thing. Okay, I might have one side that's kind of burned. I'm not sure. Oh boy. I'm actually full, but I have to keep making waffles, unfortunately. Maybe I'll start stacking some, but I lost track of the time. All right. Hold on, everybody. Let's get to work. Turn this off for safety. Have a plate ready. Wow, that looks perfect. Holy shit, guys. It's a beautiful golden waffle. Falling apart just a little. That's okay. It's the butter that's doing it. Computer set timer for 3 minutes.
3 minutes, starting now.
Let's take a bite of this one. This one actually looks particularly good. Oh, hot. All right. Here's what we'll do. Let's go ahead now and let's do our thank you song. Let's do it to the tune of Buffalo Springfield, shall we? This is a song that I like to do to thank all of the users. And don't forget, I'm going to be in Naperville, Illinois coming up here a week from this Saturday. Get your tickets for $20. Danny's Bar and Grill, June 28th. You can get tickets at henryphillips.com, or you can go to henrys.kitchen and go to the tour section, or there's a link right here. All right, here we go. I don't know what the harmonic thing is. Fucking Dingo Bob, Down Beef Hot Bear 11110. Do Dingle Dog, Doggle, Dr. Flanges and Bacchus, Shane, yes, Beelzebub. Everybody, Mochi's, Nirvana, It's Kate, Kairosa, Bumble Vision, and the LGX, Chef Reactions, Husky Boyle, Bill Arkin Music, and the Toilie. Nim, Moon, Amaru, Orca Mind, S-Fan, and Bonnie, too. Dazzlecat, Parasitosis, Blurry Little Quest, Borson, Vanilla, and don't forget Quanto. Tier 3 subscribers, everybody's got a Dazzlecat, Zod, Bane, Toke My Nuts, Saguaro, Burrito 5555, Dinosaur, JV's Tech, and Sickly Boy, Beelzebub, Henlips 1, Caitlin's Kitchen, These Nuts, Game Master, Flash, Cat Food, Taste Tester, The Chairnex, Mochi's, Nirvana, Red Hot, Hibachi, Ransom, GR, SD Test, Michelle, Havy, Lacey T, Purple Donut Filling is Fruit Tanker, Den Borson, Benzetti, Actone, Gary Busey, ASMR, Shandis, Nova Glarian, Mr. Gooseberry VT, Embry, Computer Stop, Embry 225, Yarchasm, Nico Tazo, Michael Bublé 4422, Passion Error, Minho Shin 64, Midnight Faded, JSBX Fan, SD Test, Pool Boy 789, and you gotta stop, Quanto, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going round. Okay, gotta flip the waffle. Here we go. My waffle iron feels like it's getting a little bit burned. Is that okay? Does anybody have experience with this particular sort of waffle iron? I have experience with this particular sort of waffle, and it's actually quite fucking good, I gotta say. We've got one more on the way, and then we're gonna play some video games. Put a mouthful of. Duza says River Bison. Reverb ASMR. Oh, so sorry, my embarrassment. There we go. We've just turned off the reverb. For folks that are easily triggered by reverberations in audio. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and just take this off prematurely. Because I'm hungry. Always turn the oven off first. This one looks a little more like just bread. That's okay. Whoa! A lot of cookage on this one. There we go. But it really did waffle out. Oh boy. This one looks a little on the sort of burnt side, but that's kind of what you want in a waffle. Again, we're going to compare it to theirs. I think both of them look like roadkill, like Parasitosis was saying. Probably mine more so. Okay. Put a little bit more agave juice on there. Take off the glove. Thanks again, Michael Bublé, for gifting us this this awesome glove. All right, let's go ahead. Let's see what this is like. This one, I think is pretty hot. Oh boy. Wow, it's better when it's real crispy like this. All right. Hot. I need some water. All right. Waffles, this is Parasitosis saying this. Waffles are for people who like the corner pieces of brownies. Wow, that's pretty deep. I never knew that or even thought about it. Let's go to our game here. That's not it. I guess that's a Henry's Kitchen if things had gone much more differently for me. Flinglish, if you roast the mixture in a deep dish, you can make Yorkshire pudding. Did not know that. Okay. Yeah. Gonna have a bite here. We're going to play a game that we've played here before. It's called Cooking Simulator. Yeah. I'm going to need this. I want to thank everybody for sort of bearing with me every time I try to transition to a game. It's always a lot of shit. How do I do this? Oh, I turn on the desktop audio. Okay. Variety. This is where I need Quanto. Here we go. Got it. All right. Okay, everybody, we're going to the game now. Remember this one? This is one of the early games that we played here at Henry's Kitchen. So I'm going to have to check in with everybody and make sure. Do you hear me? Do you see me? Do you hear a little music in the background? And then most importantly, do you see this game going on? Looks good, sounds good, Dark Aegis says. Okay, new game. I think I just go to career mode. You can use a laptop to pin a recipe. Where's the fucking laptop? Oh, here. Okay, recipe manager. Let's make tomato soup. No, let's make this one, salmon steak and boiled potatoes. Okay? All right, let's do this. Salmon, steak, boiled potatoes. So what do? I pin it somehow? Pin it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it's pinned. Let's get out of here now. So we're going to take salmon fillet and we're going to season it with salt and pepper. All right, so let's find salmon. Probably in the fridge, right? Wouldn't you think? Yeah. Let's take this. Put it on the cutting board. Uh-oh, how do you do that again? Throw. Okay, that's sure isn't an elegant way to do that, but okay. Let's grab some salt and pepper now. Where does one get the salt? There it is. Not really very efficient, but you can only carry one thing at a time. So let's put some salt on here. And some pepper. What did I just break? I just broke something. What was that? Okay, it looks like there's no pepper somehow. Black pepper, okay. Okay. Now, let's go to our recipe. And we're going to add to the pan some oil and the salmon fillet, and we're going to fry. So just let's find a pan here. There's a pot. Can I use a pot? Oh, jeez. Where's the pot? Oh yeah, here's a pan. Grill pan. There we go. There's got to be a better way to do that. There we go. Okay. And we'll grab our salmon here. Okay, and then we'll sit here and chill. Let me check in with the alerts here. Duza says, such a huge kitchen for it to be so empty. Yeah, you're right. So fucking empty. Okay. What do I do? I'm trying to pick it up. So I think it's time to plate this. Oh, it's too hot. We need a... Oh, boy. Boy, I'd really like to be done. We don't have plates. I don't know how to do it, guys. I don't know how to do it. I literally have no idea. I can't pick this up. It's too hot, apparently. And my cat is, yeah. Alright, guys. Well, once again, roast beef has ruined everything. That's alright, buddy. I'm coming. Alright, everybody. I think it's probably time to say goodbye here. That sound means it's time. Let's take a look at roast beef here. I think he's just pissed off that I was using his camera. Alright, well, that's enough of roast beef for now. Look, guys, I want to say thank you so much to everybody for joining us here today on Henry's Kitchen. Let's make sure I haven't missed any alerts here. Ligos96 has resubscribed for 37 months. Awesome. Thank you, Beelzeby. Thanks, Schneebs Plays. Henry. It says Henry and roast beef. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Hey, let's see if anybody... Is Husky Boyo doing any streaming nowadays? Because I would love to be able to raid Husky Boyo like the old days. But I never see him on here. Let me just see. Okay. It's Kate X says, if the users still want to hang out on Sunday, because we're not going to be doing a stream, I'm hosting a movie showing of Bohemian Rhapsody, great movie, at the Discord at 11 a.m. Pacific. There's an event listed in community events. Yeah. Also, come join us in Naperville, Illinois, Danny's Bar and Grill on June 28th. It's going to be a blast. There's a link in the chat. The Chunks says, these days Husky Boyo usually streams Fridays and sometimes on the weekend. Okay, well, I'll check in with him on a Sunday then. Thank you, The Chunks. And thanks, everybody, for joining us here on Henry's Kitchen. I got a lot of cleanup to do, but this was a success. I was very good at cooking today, and I'm very proud of myself. And I'm very grateful to all of the users out there for being such a supportive community. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks.